So how do you tell if your battery is dying? Well, there's a couple things that you can do. You can get a voltmeter and check directly on the battery terminals. That's probably the most accurate way of testing your battery. As you know, the 5th generation 4Runner just does not have a battery indicator that tells you voltage and tells you your battery health. You don't want to be stranded in a vehicle with a battery that just doesn't work. Your car really depends on that 12-volt battery to start it and to help run all of the accessories. Now, the alternator powers the battery while the car is running, but in order to get the car started, you rely on that 12-volt battery. Last week, there was a time when it was like 25 degrees below Fahrenheit, and the car was pretty slow to start. It really turned over a couple of times, and it was just really, really slow to start. And it left me wondering, is the battery failing, or is it just really cold? This battery is at least 3 years old. I don't really know how old it is because it was the original battery when I bought this vehicle. This is a 2018 Toyota 4Runner, and I've had this vehicle for 3 years now. So the battery is at least 3 years old. Now, this is a die-hard gold battery, so it's a very good battery, but it left me wondering, how do I tell if the battery is getting old or not? Well, there's obvious things you can look at. You can look for excessive corrosion or battery swelling or leaking. But by the time that happens, generally the battery is really, really bad. So how do you tell the health of your 12-volt battery? Well, in older cars, you could tell if the lights were dimming or if it was a tougher start to get the car started. But with newer vehicles, you just don't get those warnings. Now, there is a battery indicator light on the dashboard, but by the time that goes off, generally your battery is really, really bad, and you don't have a whole lot of time to just go and replace it. So I took a look and I found this cool little USB charger, but also an accessory outlet voltmeter. And it actually works really, really good. It allows me to track the voltage of the vehicle, both in the accessory mode and then also while the car is running. So it gives me a constant, continuous readout of the voltage, and it allows me to tell very early on if the battery is degrading and what kind of voltage I'm dealing with. The advantage of this is that you can plug it into different vehicles and test different vehicles at different times with just this one. So I'm going to demonstrate how I use it in the 5th Gen 4Runner and show you what it looks like. You may have noticed this little guy right here. If anyone can guess what this is and where this is from, go ahead and write it in the comments. I'll give you a little bit of clue here in 3, 2, 1. So in order to test the accuracy of this voltmeter, we're going to actually plug it into the EcoFlow here, and we're going to measure the voltage and see if it matches on the EcoFlow. Now, if you look at the back of the EcoFlow, see DC output, 12.6 volts. We're going to turn on our DC output. We're going to plug this in. All right, we're at 12.75 volts. So pretty accurate. Now, with the 5th Gen 4Runner, the accessory ports, none of them have power when the vehicle is off. So that's good. If you have a vehicle that happens to have an accessory port with power even while the vehicle is turned off, just be sure you don't want to have this plugged in all the time. That might wear down the battery a little bit. But with the 5th Gen 4Runner, you don't have to worry about that. None of these have power when the vehicle is turned off. So the first step is to just pop this right in. It just fits in super easy like that. Now you do have USB-C and USB-A, which is good. They're both high speed. I'm just going to plug in the USB-A, and this routes to my phone charger, and that's high speed. So that is great. Now the next step is we are going to start the car, but not all the way. We're going to insert the key and just click it once to the accessory, like that. And now we see our voltmeter, we're at 12.75. So that's great. That's a healthy battery. The ideal battery is between 12.2 and 12.6 volts. Now you are going to get about 0.1 to 0.3 volts less than what you would read if you directly tested the terminals, and that is because of voltage drop across the wiring. So in reality, this is probably more like 12.8, maybe 12.9 even. You also don't want to have any other accessories on when you're testing this. So that includes any sort of heated seats, radio, any other lighting, and we can demonstrate what kind of drop we'll see when we have lighting turned on. So let's go ahead and turn on the light bar right down here and see what kind of voltage drop we get. So I'm going to turn it on right now. Okay, so that's not too bad. I'm going to turn it off, and there we jump right back up. So you can see if you have other accessories on, you're going to get a false low reading. So just be sure you have all your accessories turned off when you're testing your battery like this. If you're getting a reading of 12.0 or less, that means that your battery is probably not that great. It's going to require at least 11.7 volts to get your car started. So when you're dipping below 12, that's an early warning that your battery might be getting old and it's time to replace it. So now let's go ahead and start the car all the way, and we'll watch the voltage go up as the alternator kicks in. So now the voltage went up as now we have the alternator powering the accessories of the vehicle and also providing current to the battery to keep it charged. And now when I'm running the vehicle, I can just see how that voltage is doing. When I'm turning on other accessories like lighting or else even the winch, I can see how much the voltage drops. And when the vehicle is running, if I'm getting a voltage below 13, then that means I'm putting too much strain on the system and I need to back off. When the engine is on, ideally you should have 13.7 up to 14.7 volts. So less than 13, you're either putting too much strain on it or your alternator can't keep up. Now you might get a battery indicator light, which happens on the startup sequence, if your voltage is less than 12.4 or 12.0 for sure, or if the alternator isn't charging the battery for some reason, or if you happen to be running on battery power only, then that battery warning light is going to be going off. But this provides you a good way of continuously checking your battery with a very simple 12-volt accessory plug-in. So if you have a car with a push button start, do not put your foot on the brake, just push the button to start. That'll put it in accessory mode. Now you can see the voltmeter. We're at 12.35 volts, and that tests our battery. So this battery is good in this vehicle. Now you can go ahead and start the car or just go ahead and turn it off. Now you probably noticed my dash cam right up here, and this is the Pelsey dash cam. If you didn't see the installation video, I will attach that up here in the corner, but check it out. This voltmeter allows me to check to make sure that this is not drawing too much power. And really, I haven't even noticed any sort of difference. I have this all set up on continuous looping on a time lapse during parking mode. So it provides some level of security when the vehicle is off, routed power through the OBD port. So really minimal loss of any sort of battery power with that. And this voltmeter tells me that. So this dash cam, very, very cool. Minimal power loss and minimal effect on the battery, even in super cold weather. One other note is that this Pelsey said that its operating temperature is 14 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. When it was 25 below zero, like air temperature, not wind chill, but air temperature of 20 to 25 below zero, this dash cam was still working just fine. So no problem there. If you happen to have a vehicle with that auto start and stop function, this voltmeter is especially important to have in a vehicle like that. Now, some of those vehicles might have their own voltmeters in there, so you may not need it, but I think it's very, very helpful. In fact, I heard of a story of someone that I know recently whose car completely stalled out in an intersection, or right at an intersection, because they were stopped at an intersection and with the heated seats and a few accessories turned on, and the auto start stop function is stopped at that intersection. And then with all the accessories going, running off of battery, the light was red for long enough where it drained the battery below a threshold where the car would not start again. Now, in theory, those auto start stop functions should disable the auto off if it detects too low of a voltage. But in this instance, that didn't work. Things happen, mechanisms fail. You don't want to end up stalled out at an intersection. If you have that start stop function, to just go ahead and disable that if you are powering a lot of accessories like heated seats, heated steering wheel, or other electronics like lights or sound system. Definitely just hit that button and disable that auto on off, and then you just don't need to worry about that. So it's really nice to have this continuous voltage meter in the accessory port. It's super easy. There's no installation. You just basically plug it in. I think it's really interesting to have a continuous voltmeter to be able to see that current draw and help manage your electrical system. I just want to say thanks again for watching and supporting the channel with your subscription or liking this or sharing it with other people. I really appreciate it, especially if you write a comment below. I think it's really interesting to hear how other people are using their vehicles. So leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. If you have a voltmeter, what your experience with any sort of auto on-off function, the start-stop function, your experience with dash cams, voltage drop on lights, winches, anything like that. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you next time. Bye.